me to send a message in the chat saying I have technical difficulties.
No, they know it, but... Son of a bitch. All right, guys. This YouTube is just completely foobar tonight. Yeah. They must be changing something. They keep changing the main screen. I can't get the horizontal orientation for my camera. But I'm seeing that you guys are seeing me 5x5. So I'm sorry. This, as per normal, YouTube, fix something that ain't broken and they just screw everything up. I can't get the camera right on my computer. The picture won't come up. Robert saying it's not coming up on TV tonight. This is just, what a freaking pain in the ass. All right, well, we're going to do it this way. My apologies. This is ridiculous, but that be YouTube, okay? Let's see if we can screw something else up. Nothing new. All right. So, all right, if you guys can hear me and see me, we'll at least do it this way. As much as this, I'm going to wind up spending hours tonight trying to figure out if I can figure this thing out. All right. Well, basically, as you guys know, not a whole lot of anything going on in the world, hence no lunch video. You know, stupid little piddly stuff, but nothing that affects us as preppers or anything. One thing I wanted to mention here, and I thank a lot of you guys for the comments on the video I made, what was it, yesterday morning, I think it was. Had some real interesting, had a few interesting comments. I guess a couple of people need to really work on their listening comprehension skills, because I guess some people got the idea that I was calling out all small channels or something. No, I didn't say that at all. Somebody said something about I was calling out people that weren't married. Don't remember saying anything about marriage. It was one particular asshole on YouTube who has made for the last year his mission to piss off Angry Prepper, me, Magic Prepper, Canadian Prepper, Bear Independent, Travis the Prepared Homestead. And this guy's whole channel, all he does is bitch about YouTube channels and how great he is. That was who I was talking about. Was not pinning, did not include anybody else in that. Most of you got it. There were a couple of people who, like I said, listening comprehension is not one of their skills you might want to practice about. And Jacob, no, I'm not going to mention the person's name, because the whole reason I don't mention the person's name is I know that's exactly why they are trying to troll everybody, and he's been trying it forever, because, you know, when you get 22 views on a video, oh, I can't get anybody to watch, so let's see if I can piss off some other people, and he'll mention my name, and then people will come over to my channel. That's exactly why I don't mention his name. And so I will never mention his name. But I can tell every one of you, except for the one person, and he knows who he is, because he even posted a live stream last night bitching about me making yesterday's video, to all of his, get this, 2 people watching his live stream, and one of them was us, okay, because we caught on to the fact what he was going to do. So, yeah, that was about it. But, yes, trolls, but I'm sorry, I don't appreciate people slamming other people, including myself, you know, dragging names through the mud. You know, he can say whatever the hell he wants with me. I mean, I know the guy's got about that much in masculinity, if y'all know what I mean. But, yeah, when he starts going after other people in the channel, I will stand up for Jason and Travis and Bear and Magic and all these guys every day, as well as I will stand up for myself. So, but if anybody thought I was referring to them, no, sorry, I wasn't. So you can get your panties out of a bunch and go on with life. It was all directed at one person. That was it. And I know the funny part is, as much as he hates me, he watches my videos every day. So, Ewok Jerky, thank you for the super chat. We can hear you, and that counts. Yeah, it's just, fortunately, I can screw around with the computer and I can see the chat, but I can't see the video at all. So they have just, one of you had said they keep on going back and forth. YouTube has changed the default screenshot, prior to a live stream going on, and it's now just a pic. Used to be it'd take a snapshot of you guys and somebody would catch it real quick and see it'd be like the picture of the ceiling or something. Before I got a chance to change it over to the banner, and so now they've changed it so it's just the little pinball in the circle, and it kept bouncing back and forth today. It's like, I put it to what it's supposed to be, they change it back. I put it back to what it's supposed to be, they change it back. I'm like, oh my God. So it's just frustrating dealing with the technology. But yes, so between dealing with YouTube technology today and an asshole on YouTube, that's been pretty much the day twice. Gail 1959, I'm sorry. I understand if people can't hear me or see me, that this is a YouTube issue tonight, big time. They've got everything screwed up. I don't know what's going on. So hence the reason you guys have me in a vertical screen, not a horizontal. Everything looks really weird. I can't even see my screen. So they've got this completely screwed up. Keep myself clear. Prep Rebel, thanks for the super chat. And I appreciate you having my six, brother. All right. So let's get into the fun of what it is. Okay, we'll get into Q&A. Kind of give everybody the rundown here in case you're new. Just like every other YouTube channel out there, guys, if you've got a question for me, please put it in all caps, okay? It makes it a lot easier for me to get through the chat room a lot quicker and find as many questions as I can as fast as possible. The thing is this, I encourage everybody to have conversations in there, and I encourage everybody to keep up with the chat room as well. You don't have to watch me, okay? Just, if you're listening to what I'm saying, but reading through what's going on there. We all work together. I don't have all the answers, and I guarantee you there's a whole bunch of people in here that have answers to questions that I don't know. So if you've got a question, pay attention to the chat and see if they answer it, okay? Second thing is, and this kind of goes right into what's going on, the one thing I require is that everybody treat each other civilly, treat each other respectfully. You want to be an ass, go somewhere else. You want a tongue lashing, go ahead, be an ass. Chances are I'll never see it because the mods we have here are like Quick Draw McGraw on getting rid of assholes. Okay, just leave it that way. All right, so keep it civil. Disagreement's fine. I mean, if you guys disagree with something I say, that's cool. All right, or disagree with something somebody else says, that's cool. Just do it respectfully. Okay, I mean, a lot of you guys disagree with me on my definition of what completely off-grid is. That's cool. That's my definition. If your definition is something different, that's fine. But why would anybody need to get into a pissing match over semantics? It really doesn't matter if somebody considers themselves off-grid or doesn't consider themselves off-grid, depending on whose definition it is. What difference does it make, to quote Hillary Clinton? Get the point there. I'm off-grid, but you got a cell phone. Well, that person says you are off-grid. I say you're not. Does it make a lick of difference how you're going to live your life? No. Okay. Move on. No need to get in a pissing match. And Brenda, thank you for the super chat and your question. What happens to our mortgage if our bank goes under? All the assets, all the liabilities would be bought by another bank. So let's hypothetically say you've got your mortgage at XYZ credit union and the credit union fails. Another credit union, another bank is going to come in and buy all the assets, buy all the liabilities. Somebody's going to buy your mortgage note, and you will just start making your payment to a different bank. You'll get a notification saying, effective this day, we're your new mortgage servicer, and that's it. That would be all that happens. So, no, if your bank goes under, you don't win the lottery and go, hey, cool, I get a free house. It'd be nice, but it doesn't work that way. So you'd have a new provider. All right, let me get to the top here and see what we got. Okay. Uh, Lorna says picture smaller on the phone. Yeah, Lauren, I don't know. Maybe you missed the first couple of minutes. YouTube is having major errors. It won't let me do the horizontal orientation of my phone to do the live stream tonight. So if I could do it this way, it's great. If I turn the phone the other way, it puts it sideways. And yes, I know how to set up orientation on my phone. So it's not me. All right. Busted Beak. Deep breath, brother. We're here for you. Thank you. I'm going to need this. Freaking day. All right. Who's your daddy? Says we see you and hear you on TV. Okay, beautiful day staying with you anyway. Thanks. You guys know me. It's always, this first class production with makeup and lighting and everything, right? That we always do. It ain't looking at me the reason you watch the channel. I hope to God it ain't. Okay. K. Webbles. Pinball, in your opinion, what's the ideal amount of acres to own for a homestead? Okay. There isn't a set answer. I mean, again, it depends on what you want to do. If you want to raise cattle, you're going to need probably at least 5 acres. If you don't want to raise cattle and you just want to raise chickens, maybe you can do that on 1 acre. Okay. Depending on the space you need. And I mean, there's so many variables that come into it, big or small. How much, let's say you want 40 acres. Can you secure 40 acres? How are you going to secure 40 acres? Even if you put electric fence or cameras up or something, you got 40 acres. I don't care if you're on a side-by-side, a horse, whatever. All of a sudden somebody cuts the fence somewhere and your camera tells you there's somebody out there. It's going to take you a few minutes to get there and that person go how many feet in whatever direction. Depending on what you want to do and what your capacity is going to decide what the ideal amount is. If you want to just raise chickens and have gardens, you don't need 10 acres. You can do it on 10 acres. You could have huge gardens. You could have hundreds of chickens. But do you need that much? So I can't give you an answer because that's another one of those things that's completely up to you. Do you want to hunt on your own property? Maybe you need 40, 50 acres. I don't know. Are you a vegetarian and you just need a couple of gardens? Maybe you can do that on half an acre. There's a whole gamut that you could run on that one. So I don't have a good answer. Hen, Biden is running YouTube tonight. Well, he almost fell down the short stairs on Air Force One today. I mean, it's ridiculous. The White House has now put Joe in tennis shoes. I mean, here's a guy, the Fetterman rule, I guess, wear a suit, but we got to put you in tennis shoes because, oh my God, those leather-soled shoes, Joe, you might hurt yourself. The president of the freaking United States of America, and they're worried about him walking. Okay, this is it. Stairs are too dangerous for Joe. Yeah. Susan Musser, better this than no pinball. I don't know about that. Sometimes not so good. All right, let's see. Nostradamus, YouTube fell down like Biden. Let's see. Maverick, thank you for the super chat. Christmas blessings. Well, you're a couple of holidays early, but we'll add that to the Christmas blessings fund. We'll start that. And I know we're starting to get close. I can't believe it's at the beginning of October already, or close enough. A few days. We will do I've still got to make a few calls. We'll do the holiday fundraiser and stuff like that for the food bank, the animal shelter, the kids' presents, stuff like that. We'll do that probably the week before Thanksgiving, somewhere thereabouts, the Saturday and Tuesday lives before then. We'll work on it then. And then starting the Saturday after Thanksgiving, that's when we'll do the probably going to do trivia again this year because that seemed to be fun last year, and it was a little easier, I guess, if you will, than register on a video and do all this sort of like we do on giveaways. But so we'll start doing that on around Thanksgiving till Christmas. So, but like you guys know, that's where the super chat money goes. That goes into all the fun stuff that me and Mrs. P can find to spread some Christmas cheer, I guess, if you will have a little bit of fun with it for it there. Okay. Wise Dove, any updates on the saltwater situation in Louisiana? I read that it's expected to affect the New Orleans area in about 2 weeks, but how long will it last? Governor says don't panic. I don't know much about it other than that the Mississippi's so low that saltwater is starting to run up the Mississippi. It's not something that's making the national news. I mean, I'm betting it's probably staying pretty much in the local news around New Orleans right now because I don't see any stories on it anywhere, and I probably check out about 30 different sources each day. Let's see. Dale from Ohio, was his mom the other one? No, the kid's mom probably hates him too. Naomi Harrison, I would like some information on the generator you gave away. Which one? How to maybe buy one. Love all the information you gave to all of us. The information on how to buy them is in the description underneath the video in which I talk about. So if you're talking about the Opus Mega 3, go look in the description under that one. If you're talking about the Delta 2, that would be in, I think it was Saturday morning's video, it would be under that one. So it's either going to be in last Wednesday's video or last Saturday's video. Look in those. In the description below the video is all the details on how to buy one. You know, coupon codes, whole 9 yards. And every time I do a review, that's where it is. Guys, you got to look at the descriptions under videos. That's where a lot of important information is. Okay, whether it's links to my sources for videos, whether it's links to other videos that are important, whether it is sales deals I found coupon codes. It's like I tell you guys, look at the community board. I post some information up there on the community board. If it's something short that I think is beneficial for people to know, I put it on the community board. I'm not going to take a one sentence and try to stretch it into a 10-minute video. That's not worth anybody's time. So, just make sure you look at those things real quick. Let's see. Roll in. Oops. And then how did we do that? You changing that up on me too, YouTube? So now you shoot to the bottom. I can't go to the top. How's this going to work? All right, as far as I can go. Jennifer Perry, maybe the time to go to Rumble, even though I hate it. I will never, ever again post a video on Rumble. Rumble is basically a criminal enterprise, whatever. I told you guys, they, 2 years worth of videos, they had to pay me $53, right? That was the revenue that I generated out of Rumble, because we all get rich doing this. And it took me 4 months and probably 30 emails to get them to finally send me a check because their answer was, oh, we missed the check run. Oh, we entered your ad. They had every excuse in the book and figure eventually, I'm just going to forget about it. If you know me, there ain't much I forget about. I will hound you until I get something done. So yeah, no, you will never see me on Rumble. And I would never recommend anybody to go on Rumble as a content creator because of my experience. Somebody else may say, hey, it never happened like that for me. I can't talk about your experience. I can talk about mine. And my experience working with them was pathetic. So, Yeah, no, I will not be gracing them with any content whatsoever. Von Mousetrap, we're just happy you're here. Thanks for the live stream. I'm happy to be here too. Okay, these are fun for me. I enjoy this. This is a big part of why I like doing YouTube. It's the camaraderie and everything like that we all have together. And like I've said to you guys many times, this is all of us. Okay, I'm just another guy sitting here in Tennessee that's prepping and looking for information too. So I just happen to be the face on the camera. That's it. Let's see. Questions. Krista Cat, yes, we're all together. That's what counts. Yes, I will agree. Morning Light, I can't even find this channel anymore unless I do the search bar. I mean, it's a funny thing. YouTube is doing some better things. They are, what was the one yesterday? They're now getting rid of the warning that you get before strikes, so it'll alleviate some of the pressure on channels. I saw something today, was, there's information they send to content creators. They are actually reducing some of the restrictions on us about certain topics we talk about. They're not going to be as restrictive, not going to be as Gestapo on us. So those are good things. But then they go and screw up the IT portion of it so bad that it's like, it's not working. Okay, you get a wild Colorado Barfs? Colorado Bart's Wildlife, I think. That's what it is. Funky font there. Do I use cast iron when we cook? Sometimes. I've got full set of Lodge pans, everything that are seasoned and everything. We use them if we cook outside over the fire. Occasionally I'll use them inside. Right now, Mrs. P uses the other stuff that we still have. We figure, hey, we got it, might as well use it. Why put any wear and tear, I guess, if you will, on the cast iron? I've got it. Okay, it's all set. Small frying pans, mid-size, large, Dutch oven, whole 9 yards. It's just, she's still using, she's got another cast iron pan, an enamel coated one that she uses for the Dutch oven most of the time. But yeah, occasionally we use the cast iron, let's put it that way. Mink, yeah, can't wait for California magazine capacity ban lifting. Praying. My favorite handgun. My favorite handgun is my favorite handgun is my CZ SPO1. That's the one I like more than anything else. It's a perfect fit for my hand. It's just too big to carry in my pocket. I mean, it's not going to be a concealed carry. And for that, I either use my M&P Shield or I use the Bodyguard, depending on what pair of pants I'm wearing or what shorts I'm wearing, which one fits better in a pocket. So, let's see. Redneck Prepper, hi Pinball, did I receive your email regarding the sketchy YouTube censorship using ads? No, I hadn't seen anything like that, so I did not get your email. I hope you sent it to the right one, because I'm not using Proton Mail anymore, so it's the Mail to World address, so make sure you're using the right one. And I'll look real quick just to see. Nope, I do not have anything from you. Wait a minute. Now, how ironic is that? That's kind of funny, because the sign-in name that I just read, the Redneck Prepper, did you receive my email regarding sketchy YouTube censorship ads? I have one email that has come in here in the last hour, and the title of that email says, another Redneck Prepper idea. And I had to go back. I'm like, wait a minute, is this the same one? No, it's from a different person. They just happen to use the same terminology. That's how my day's going, guys. Talk about head spinning. Wanda Anthony left because I couldn't greet you. Hope leaving and returning cured the issue. Well, you are here, Wanda, and thank you for coming back. Shirley, could I plant garlic and potatoes in rows next to each other? Yes. Okay. And I'm going to give you this. Okay. And you guys know me. I don't do everything traditionally. Okay. You see all these things. Oh, you got to plant this next to this, and you can't plant this next to this, and you can't plant this following this. I mean, I'll give you the perfect example. Okay. I don't care where you go read. It'll say never plant green beans in the same place you planted garlic. When I pulled my garlic this year, pulled all the garlic, it was crap. You guys know that, but I've planted the garlic in the same spot for 3 years, which will tell you a little bit about you don't have to crop rotate everything. As soon as I got my garlic out, I turned the soil and I planted green beans right after them. And guess what? I got green beans. Okay, and no, they didn't taste like garlic or anything like that. Please remember, a lot of things out there are people's experience. Maybe they planted green beans right after their garlic and their green beans sucked. Okay. Maybe the reason was they didn't fertilize. Maybe the reason is it didn't water. Maybe the reason is it was too hot or too cold or something. Just because somebody says it's one certain thing, no. The best lesson you'll ever get is by doing it yourself and trying. Okay. Can you plant garlic and potatoes in rows next to each other? Yes. Okay. Even if somebody else tells you no, try it yourself. No problem. If it works, great. If it doesn't and everything else is right, then you know in your particular situation that maybe it's not. And that could be your soil, that could be your weather, that could be all sorts of things. But there is nothing that says, oh my God, if you plant garlic within 4 feet of a row of potatoes, the potatoes aren't going to grow. Just not going to happen. Okay. Out in the wild, the plants aren't going, there's garlic over there, I better grow over there. It doesn't work that way. Kay Finkelstein, what if no one buys the mortgage? Somebody will buy the mortgage. Either that or that's when you get the government taking it over somehow. Because if the bank fails, that's when FDIC kicks in, or I was going to say FSLIC, NCUA kicks in. And I mean, if it winds up getting converted over to Freddie Mac and then sold in a package deal, you're not getting a free house. Somebody's going to take it. Trust me, the first thing that they usually want to take is the loans, because that's an income generator. Okay. Everybody says, oh, they'll take the deposits. Not necessarily. The deposits they have to pay interest on. The loans they collect interest on. Sword, if the economy fails and banks are gone, how do we pay our mortgages? They'll figure out a way to get money out of you. Trust me. Okay. I mean, if we ever got to a situation where we have no banks, none, there's no financial system whatsoever, your mortgage is the last thing you're worried about, because there is no, I mean, we are in anarchy. We're in utter chaos at that point. You're not worried about paying your mortgage. You're worried about keeping somebody from burning the house down. So, yeah, at that point, if there is no banks, there's no financial system whatsoever. At that point, yeah, you'd get a free house. But, there's going to be a lot of free houses out there because people are going to be going through burning them down, killing people in there to try to take the house, and then the next group's going to come through and kill those people. In the woods, but okay, the dollar crashes, a loaf of bread costs $500, but at least your mortgage stays the same. This is true, okay? But, and we can talk about values of a dollar and everything like that. You go back to the 1970s. My parents' first house in 1972, no, actually it was their second house, was $30,000, okay? Great. Mortgage was probably $125 or something like that. Dad made $300 a week. Okay, that was what was going on. Well, not that there's any such thing as, say, a 50-year mortgage, but let's just say you still had a $125 mortgage. I mean, at what we get paid now, hey, you make 7.25 or whatever it is, even working a minimum wage job, you make what my dad was making in 1972, in well, he was selling cars, but yeah, you could do it, no big deal. So the value of your earnings, your earning dollars are going to go higher if you're keeping everything there. And yes, I know this is where people say, well, gee, if I just keep paying my mortgage, my earning potential is going to get higher. Okay, now you're getting into a risk reward scenario. Okay, yeah, mathematically it does work that way. But like you've heard me say a million times, on paper, communism works really well too. Okay, just, you know, don't try to play the arbitrage game with interest rates because you will get burned. Let's just say that. John Hasty ordered the Opus with the promo code. Thanks, Pinball. You are most welcome. I missed somebody there. Leo Miranda Castro. Thank you for the super chat. Says, thanks for all you do and share. Here's some funding for Christmas or Mrs. P's Wildlife Fund. On the gardening rules, the first rule is to break all the rules. Yes, it is. I agree. Sherry Lynn, I'm going to butcher this name, Kagare. Is it too late to plant garlic and onions in Northwest North Carolina? Garlic, it's actually early. I mean, I've got it. Northwest North Carolina, you're basically on the same parallel as me, so you can't be more than a couple hours from me. Your zone 6B is my guess. Garlic, you're planting them here soon. Like I said, I plant mine between Halloween and Thanksgiving. You're looking for a harvest for next July. So, I mean, if you want to put them in now, that's fine. You're a little early, but you're not going to get a harvest till next summer anyway. Onions, now there's multiple different kinds of onions. In some places you can grow onions over winter and have a spring harvest. I don't know enough about your area to say yes, you can do it, and I certainly don't know what type of onions you're growing. You're growing bunching onions, are you growing salad onions, are you growing yellow, white, red onions? You need to look on the package specifically for what the planting seasons are for your area for that particular onion. Onions are very different than any other plant, guys. You got to remember, because you got short day, intermediate day, long day onions. You've got so many different varieties, sizes, and I mean, not like tomatoes, they're all tomatoes, but I mean, chives or ball onions, whatever you want. I mean, anything. Too many variables in that one to give you an answer. But garlic, you could plant it now if you want. You're still going to be harvesting next summer. Ann Palmer, having to work outside got you in my pocket. Narrow video, but I sound good. Well, at least they didn't screw that part up. Okay. Sandy M, Pinball, what do I think about Faraday cages? Okay, this is the weekly question that I get every week. They're a calculated risk. There's no proof whatsoever they work. There's no proof whatsoever that they don't. Okay? As I've said a million times, we have never had a real life EMP in the history of the world, so they've never been able to be tested. And somebody says, well, we tested them in a lab. Well, a lab condition is very different than a real life situation. Okay? And I'll give you this. There's a good example of it worked in the lab. Okay? So just give you that as something to think about. Here's my thought on it. Better safe than sorry. If you put your laptop, phone, whatever, in a Faraday cage, it might work. I guarantee you if you don't put it in a Faraday cage, it ain't protected. Okay? So you got a 0% chance of being protected or a 50-50 shot. That's what you're looking at. All these companies saying, we guarantee it works. How? Okay? It's kind of like I've said in other videos too, lifetime guarantee. It's not lifetime of me. It's not lifetime of the particular piece of equipment. It's lifetime how long till that company goes out of business. Okay. They go out of business next week. Your lifetime guarantee was 1 week. Ideal bourbon or my breed of chicken for eggs. I don't have chickens, so I couldn't tell you that one. The ideal bourbon. I'm not a bourbon drinker. Yeah, there you go. You got me two. I'm not. I can't give you an answer for either one. I don't. Can't give you an ideal bourbon, and I can't tell you the best breed of chicken for eggs. So this is one of those where ask the people in the chat room. They got a better answer than me because I don't have all the answers. We already answered that. Okay. A truck, Campbell. Can I get away with raising rabbits or quail on my property? Rabbits, I wouldn't have any problem getting away with. Rabbits don't make any noise. Quail, I might be able to get away with, but I really have no interest in raising either one of them, so I don't do it. Could that change if things got worse? Yes, but as of right now, no, I have no interest in doing it. Oh yeah, Country Humans Network. I saw this. Did you see the picture of the guy that gave Biden the evil eye on the picket line? Yes, that was kind of interesting. I mean, this guy looking at the corner of his eye, like, what the hell are you doing here? I mean, to give you this, I mean, this is what's going on. If you guys don't know, Biden went to Michigan today to picket with the auto workers to get a pay raise. Now I want to give you what's going on, and you guys can make your own judgment. I'm going to leave it at this. Currently, the average pay plus benefits for a union worker is $66 an hour. Okay, the average pay for a Tesla worker, non-union, is $45 an hour, including benefits, and the average for a foreign automaker, say Honda, okay, is $55. So the American auto workers, Ford, Chrysler, GM, whatever, are making more than any other auto workers. The company, the workers, the union, is picketing because they want a pay raise. Joe is out there saying, your president, saying they deserve a, get this, 40% pay raise. Okay. Do the math, that's about $25 an hour. So Joe thinks their pay package should be somewhere around $90 an hour. It's $180,000 a year, to run an air wrench to put tires on. Okay. Granted, that's not the only job. There's other skilled jobs, but I'm just saying, when you've got janitors making six figures, that's an issue. But that's not good enough. The union boss wants them to make what was it? I think it was $137 an hour. Okay. That's what he thinks their pay package should be. That's $275,000 a year per person to assemble your car. And you wonder why that brand new truck costs you $70,000, soon to be $100,000. You wonder why there is only one new car in the United States that you can buy with less than $20,000. It's not like the cost of metal has gone up that much, or the cost of plastic has gone up that much. It's the guys that are putting it together that are getting that much money. Now, I've got no problem with people making what they're worth. I want to see everybody succeed. But I'm sorry, you cannot tell me with any straight face that somebody in the auto union working on an assembly line is worth $275,000 a year. You just can't do it. You can't tell me they're worth $180,000 a year. I'm sorry, just no. So, yeah. But so, yeah, the guy on the picket line looking at Biden today, I'd love to know what was going through his head. He's going to be the meme of the week for the next few days, that, with all the snarky comments that are going to be put above his head. But yeah, that was kind of funny. Looking at the faces when Biden walked in, I was like, we don't want you here. So, but the reason why Biden went there, Biden is bleeding support in the black community. He's bleeding support in the Hispanic community. He's bleeding support with the soccer mom community. And if it wasn't for the UAW and cheating, Biden would have lost in 2020. Biden needs the UAW. Never before has it happened that a sitting president has gone on the picket line to stand with the workers to demand money from the businesses. Because, as I've said here before, and you guys know this, well, the company made profit, and so we want part of the profit. No, that would be what the shareholders get. You get a paycheck, okay? But the thing I said when the comment came that they thought they should share in the profits. I said, yeah. I said, Ford's expected to lose $4.5 billion this year. Are you willing to take the pay cut for it? And of course, crickets to that kind of question. So, yeah. Dee's Garden Adventures. Walmart has Christmas decorations out already. Yeah, I did. We went through Halloween right around early July, right? And it was about February that we were buying, red, white, and blue, somewhere thereabouts. I don't know. It was last November is when we were getting heart-shaped candy, right? Ridiculous. Robert Steffens. Maybe the White House will put tennis balls on Joe's walker. Comment of the night. There you go. Ronald Simmons, did I see that Trump was in South Carolina yesterday? Yes, I did. He was rocking. Great crowd, too. I mean, it's funny. What is it? The next debate is, tonight or tomorrow night or something like this? I mean, it's so important that nobody even knows when it is because nobody cares, It's like, oh, the battle of the has-beens and never-will-be's. Okay. It's like this stupid debate between Gavin Newsom and Ron DeSantis. It's like, unless we're getting a 5-year head start on who might be the candidates in 2028, why waste your time? Okay? Why waste your time? I mean, they could have the Republican primary today in every state, and we can all tell you who the candidate is next year. It's pretty simple. Okay? Trump's up by 50 points? I mean, he's not going to the debates. Chris Christie. Oh, he's afraid of us. Yeah, Chris, you got 0.1% or something like that? Maybe the local dog pound in Jersey has decided to vote for you, so that's what qualified you to get on the stage. I don't know. Or maybe they just needed you to balance out the other 6 people so the stage didn't tip over. But primarily the reason Christie's there is they told him there's a buffet. So. Plain Prepper, thoughts on Trump visiting Palmetto State Armory? Saw this too. Yes, and he didn't buy anything. He did pass the bump stock ban and the red flag laws. Okay, stop that for a second. Trump didn't pass any laws. Congress writes laws and Congress passes laws. Okay, it was under Trump's presidency, yes. But he's not the one. They weren't executive orders. That's how the president will influence laws. Yes, he can veto it or he can sign it. I agree. Okay, those can also get overturned. Am I saying Trump is perfect? No. Okay, absolutely. Does he do things I didn't like? Yes, absolutely. Has Joe done anything that I do like? No, not yet. Okay, I'll go with the guy who agrees with me 75% of the time versus the guy who agrees with me 0% of the time, 100% of the time. Karen Sears, I was finally able to get a Delta. Thank you for your info. Good, I'm glad you did. Hopefully it was the Delta 2 just the other day because that was a hell of a price on that. Here we go again. All right, back up. Got to find where it was again. Jacqueline Presnell, what do I think October 4th is about? I've talked about this in a video. I think I talked about it in the last live stream too. I'm going to err on the side of caution. That is it, okay? It could be, and they do this is, I think, the 7th time, a test of the emergency alert system. It's very possible that's all it is. Okay. I'd say it's very probable that's all it is. Am I going to guarantee that is all it is? No, I'm not a fool. Okay. Could something else be happening? Could it be uploading into everybody's phone or something, or computer or tablet, or where, some sort of malware, spyware, whatever it be? Sure, it could. I don't know that. Okay. Am I going to err on the side of caution that I don't want Uncle Sam invading my privacy? Yes, and I will shut my phone off that afternoon. Could it happen, as we've all said here before too, that doesn't matter if you shut your phone on, as soon as you turn it back on, it's going to upload that? That's a possibility. Okay. If it's ever found out that's what happened, I wouldn't want to be a shareholder in Apple or Samsung the next day, because those if that if they started installing spyware on our phones, our government started installing spyware on our phones, you can pretty much bet that will be the end of the cell phone market. On the go. How do you harden off sweet potatoes? Do you can after you harden off so they're sweeter? Okay, harden them off. All you're going to do, you're not going to wash them off. It's just like regular potatoes. You're just going to take them out of the soil, whatever, dry soil, or take them out of the straw like I grow mine, and you're just going to clean all the excess dirt off with your hand, not wet. Let them sit on the table for a week. All right. Then, if you want to can them, which you can store them in a root cellar, whatever. Can them, obviously, if you can them, they'll be good for years. Root cellar, they'll be good for 6 months. Okay. If you're going to can them, easiest thing to do is kind of cut them into some decent sized pieces, parboil them, not too much, but enough where the skin will slide off, because you know what shapes the sweet potatoes are like. You're going to drive yourself absolutely insane trying to use a potato peeler. So parboil them a little bit so you can slide the skins off with your hands. It's a lot easier. And then once you get the skins off, slice them into chunks and can them and do it that way. So, Ed, thank you for the super chat for the Christmas fund. It's greatly appreciated. It's going to be fun this year, I can see. Should be a little bigger than last year, which is nice. Okay, I already talked about that. 1,000-mile vision, a three-prong and okay, I know what you're talking about. Three-prong and the generator has only a spot for the two-prong. Can I buy a plug adapter for the two-prong? I don't know what generator you're talking about, but I'll just use, for example, like the Delta 1300s, the original ones, okay? They had the two-prong, and then there is a hole underneath. It's just a blank hole that you can stick in a three-prong plug. Okay. Now, there were 6 plugs in there, 3 two-prong, 3 two-prong, and above or below, in between, were 3 single holes. So yes, you could only run a 3-prong plug in 3 of them, and the rest had to be 2-prong plugs. Yes, but basically, you're losing the ground plug. Can you put a plug adapter in there? Maybe. Okay, is what I'm going to say, because it's kind of like, you got to be a little careful with the generators, because you're talking about, playing with power here. Like, you can't take an extension cord and try to charge your generator through an extension cord, onto the, AC. You'll all of a sudden notice that it starts to smell, because, you got too much power going in through an extension cord, for the generator or whatever. Try it, but watch it for the first 20 minutes or whatever, and make sure you don't start melting a plug or something and ruining your whole generator. But I have yet to see one that wasn't able to take at least a couple of well, I can't say that. The very small generators, the little 300-watt ones, they won't take a 3-prong plug. But anything that's 1,000 watts or more, I believe I've yet to see one that doesn't. Tug Hill, emergency broadcast system. Would it be best to leave everything on and go for a long walk? you got to come home eventually, and if your phone's at home, it's going to be there. So, yeah, Flint McRock. There you go. Good answer. Just send your mortgage payment directly to the big guy. Yeah, I mean, it's about the truth. He's taking 10% now, but you know damn well the Democrats won't be happy until they take 100% of everything. So, save time. Just send all your money to the DNC now, and they'll be happy. JP Affluent. Yes, there is a possibility. What about calling in your mortgage? Yes, that is a possibility. I don't think they expect that to be very effective because the banks aren't in the real estate industry and they don't want the house. They've got to get rid of it. But that always is a possibility to call your mortgage. If you read the fine print of your mortgage, guys, you go, well, I only owe $170,000 left on it over the next 17 years. The bank goes, nah, you know what? We want the money today. And you get a letter in the mail saying, you have 30 days to pay $770,000. You go, huh? It's in your contract, guys. Most mortgages are callable. Esvitelli, did I get the results from the vet? Yes, she called us about 5:30 this afternoon. Copper does not have Cushing's disease. So we still don't know what's wrong with him. So I'm supposed to call her tomorrow when we're going to discuss other options, which is inevitably going to the doggy dermatologist. So, yeah. Thank you for asking, though. But we still don't know. Heather Bray, end of month, end of quarter economic thoughts. Anybody know who Gregory Mannarino is? He's on YouTube. He is a good financial channel to watch. And the index that he has created to test market volatility, market risk, etc., which is pretty good, is 1 point away from getting into the extremely dangerous zone. It doesn't surprise me that we're still hanging on right now. We're still in 2023 budget. Guys, October 1st starts a new fiscal year for most companies and the government out there. October is historically the worst month of the year for the market. And it's not like we're exactly in good economic times. Let's put it this way. I still wouldn't have any money in the market. And I know people would be going, well, it's gone up and it's gone. Market's basically been relatively flat for the last couple of years. I will say this. Gold has been getting its ass kicked here lately. I mean, it's down at 1901 today. All right. But my opinion right now is my opinion. This is what I'm doing. You do what you want to do. I still think cash, gold and silver is where to be. And I'm going to wait for a little bit of stability in the economic situation before I want to put money into any sort of investment vehicle. Now, that's not saying land or house or something. That's different. I'm talking about something that you have liquidity in. Okay. Are interest rates going to continue to go up? Sure seems like it. Are we going into a environment where it is more of a savers economy than it is a borrower's economy? Yeah. Okay. The days of cheap borrowing money, guys, are done. Okay. All those years that we got the 2, 3, 4% mortgages, those are gone. Okay. Forget it. Ain't coming back to that. We're going to get back. We're now at around a historical average. It's about 7.5%. That's going to keep going up. Okay. Which sucks if you're trying to buy a house. You go, crap, all of a sudden mortgages are 8, 9, 10%, and you're all pissed. Or if you're on the other side of the fence and you go, gee, I've got money to put away for savings, you go, wow, look at this. I can get 8, 9, 10% on a CD, where for the last 15 years they've been going, we're offering 0.1%. And you're going, woo-hoo, I might be able to buy a candy bar with my savings that I earned interest on for a year. But yeah, we're gonna switch from a borrower's economy to a savers economy. And while that might sound like a good thing, I want to remind everybody, we're in a debt-based society because we're what? Over $1 trillion in credit cards, nearly $2 trillion in student loans. People are going to stop borrowing money. That means the economy is going to contract, okay, which is not a good thing. So you will either, the winners will get, there'll be a little bit of a shift. The losers are going to lose bigger, and the winners are going to win bigger. And if you're in the middle, which most of us are, you've got to choose. Are you a borrower or are you a saver? I would not be a borrower. I've been telling you guys forever to get out of debt as fast as you can. So I would not want to be in debt going into the next 5 years. Not saying that you all know the stories. There's a difference between good debt and bad debt. Okay. A home is good debt. Don't get me wrong. Even at 7.5%, it's still good debt. Okay. It's an appreciating asset. Credit card is not good debt. They used to say a student loan was good debt. Student loan is not good debt. A car loan is not good debt. At a minimum, okay, get the credit cards paid off, get the vehicles paid off. If the only debt you got left is your mortgage, that's fine, okay? But work on those other ones. Kathleen Maddox, Pinball, I've been hearing a lot about communications blackouts. Have I heard anything on that? No, I have not. That would set the world topsy-turvy if all that happened. If like cell systems shut down or radio systems shut down. But this is why we all need to have our own backup forms of communication, whether it's as simple as walkie-talkies so you guys can communicate, a block away, or whether it's ham radio or CB radio or something so you have, greater and greater distances, communications goes down, guys. The internet goes down, your world just gets a whole lot smaller real fast. Susan Musser, if an EMP goes off, will there be power or internet? Well, that's kind of the whole point of an EMP is to destroy the grid. So no power, no internet, but that's the point of an EMP is to shut down the electricity. So no, there would not be power. Talked about that a couple of times. Ken Harrison, Pinball, a friend said that he's going to use his microwave for a Faraday cage. What do I think? Well, okay, it's not going to work, but he can do all he wants. Somebody emailed me this afternoon, same question. They saw in another channel that somebody in the comments says, oh, you don't have to do all this. Just put your phone in a microwave and that'll protect everything. So I told her, I said, it won't work. I said, don't believe me. I said, go put your phone in the microwave. Try to call your phone. If it rings, it doesn't work. She emailed me back about 5 minutes later. She goes, why didn't I think of that? It rang. Yeah. You might find a couple of microwaves where your phone doesn't ring. Most of them it'll ring. Okay. That's it. If it worked, they wouldn't be telling us to get a Faraday cage. They'd be telling us to put it in a microwave. That's it. So. And like I said before, a Faraday cage is still a 50-50 proposition. A microwave is a 199 proposition. There might be a couple of them that work. That's it. But if you want to test it, that's how you test it. If it rings, it ain't going to work. A truck Campbell, what happened with Proton Mail? Proton Mail decided to censor me. I got put in Proton Mail jail. There was something I emailed that apparently didn't meet their censors, and I was like, "You're reading my email, and this isn't. You're not allowed to send emails saying things like that." Like, okay, so you're reading my. You told me that you were this great secure email that nobody can get into, and you're reading my emails. I'm like, goodbye. So yeah, I think I did a whole video on that. Oh, was it probably 9 months ago? All right. Von Mousetrap, they can pay me $200K a year and I'll assemble my own darn car. There you go. A Cushnet $200,000 truck. No, thank you. I agree. Vicky Savage, in my opinion, if Joe wants more of the auto workers make 40%, it can come out of his own personal pocket. I agree. Hell, he's only stolen, what was it, $50 million or something Joe stole. That should pay the auto workers a couple of weeks. And it is 9 o'clock. One more. Dale from Ohio, regarding the UAW, they're moving their jobs elsewhere at that rate. That's already what's happening, is the companies are building new plants that are right-to-work states, which basically means non-union. Okay? And I'm sorry if some of you guys are union. I ain't a union guy. Fine if you are. The unions at one point were very good for the workers. The unions now screw the workers. That's it. The workers don't get any benefits. The union bosses do, and the Democrats are in cahoots with the union bosses, and that's where all the money goes. So it ain't good for the worker. The union bosses are not thinking about the workers. And on that note, have a good one. Pinball out.